The last major component of our hit impact is the core flash, or the flare. This is kind of a bright effect that happens in the middle of the particle effect. As always, you're going to create a new emitter, new particle sprite emitter. Then you're going to rename it. Right down here, name it core flash. Under required, you're going to select blue flash from your content browser. Close it and press the green button to load the material. You're going to change the screen to velocity and make sure you click local space for this one. Emitter duration is very short, 0.1, loop 1. Again, it is a very quick, brief effect that happens in the middle of the particle effect. Your spawn rate distribution will be at 0. For your burst, you're going to add a burst list with a little plus here. And your burst list will be at 1. Your lifetime module is going to be very brief, 0.15 and 0.17. Again, this is a very fast effect. Initial size distribution, start size distribution, max at 30. That's another flat effect along the x-axis, and min at 25. You're going to add an initial rotation module, right click, come down to rotation, initial rotation. Initial rotation, start rotation. Min -1, max 1, again for maximum variation in the starting rotation of this particle effect. And our old friend, the color over life module. Now, much like the others, you're wanting a little bit of variation in the color over the life of this particle. You're going to have 3 keyframes. You'll probably need to add one. This is an effect that's going to swell up a little bit. So at the very beginning, it's going to be at 0.1, fairly small. 30% of the particle's lifetime. 0.2, a little bit bigger. And then at the end of the particle's lifetime, 0.05. It's going to taper out again. Now, once again, if you want to make these transitions nice and smooth, Control-Alt-Drag, and click Auto Smooth, and see that kind of affects the curve, makes it a little nice, makes it smooth. You can play with it manually if you want to as well. Last, we're going to add a new module we haven't used before, the size scale module. It's under size, size scale. You're going to want to add a constant curve to the distribution down here. And to do that, you'll come over here to the blue, create a new object, distribution vector constant curve, and it's going to give you this right here. And you'll add a couple of points. Your point 0 will be 2.5 on the x-axis. Again, this is going to just spread out over one axis. And your second one will be 0. Now what that means is this is a size modifier. It means your flare will start out 2.5 times its normal size and then shrink back down throughout the duration of its life. And as always, you can come over here to the graph, Control-Alt-Drag, and Auto Curve to make it nice and pretty, or mess with it yourself, whatever you want to do. Now that's the basic tutorial for making a hit impact and for making the flare on the hit impact. From here, it's really just tweaking your modules to change your particle effect to suit whatever needs you have. You can go into the material editor and change your materials there, change their opacity, change their color. You can add more emitters. For example, in the wiki, we add another emitter that is sparks, and they are larger, brighter sparks. So that this is a little more impressive looking. And that's really just a matter of copying this module, or this emitter, and changing the modules to change the look of the sparks a little bit. But that should get you started on any of your hit impacts, and thank you for listening.